Hey, what's going on, dudes? My name is TDC and welcome back to some more FTB Infinity Evolved Expert Mode here on the FTOG server. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic, wonderful day today. Yeah, you like that? I just made that word up. Last episode we left off kind of, not really a cliffhanger, but we got our quarry up and going, and that quarry has finished, and I have since then went back out and I've redone everything. I set up a trash can here for a bunch of the junk blocks. So in here we've got cobblestone, gravel, and dirt being filtered into the trash can. So those are just voided. We don't want those. We got plenty of it already. But yeah, so this guy has done really, really well. Yeah, so you see, I set up the second quarry to be a lot bigger. And we may end up going over there to take a look at it, but yeah, so I kind of saved some of these blocks because I think they might be kind of cool to build with eventually. But we have all kinds of good stuff in here, man. Look at all our goodies. There's so much stuff. Got a lot of bees, so when we get started with bees, we'll have plenty to work with. Oh, I love it. And I want to show you too, I've also adjusted these farms in here. So I think I talked about it in one of the episodes, but I wanted to switch out some of the crops to just a 3x3 little area. That way, when it gets harvested, can I speak? Harvested and comes back into the bioreactor, we have quite a diversity of different things here, and this boosts the efficiency of how quickly the biofuel is made. Right? And so I've actually added 2 more of these biofuel generators, and we've got them hooked up back here in the back, and they're feeding into the Tesseract. So this creates a lot more power than what we had before. So it's enough that I could run our quarry at full speed and then also do all kinds of operating and different things in here on our machines. So this is working out really, really well, man. I cannot be happier with this setup. I love it. So until we get like a big reactor or something going on, I think this is going to be pretty good. And we can also add more of these biofuel generators on the front, on the back, on the bottom if we really wanted to. I don't know. We'll just have to see, but for right now we're good with this 4 of them, and that should be plenty. But yeah, so I got some other stuff I need to show you. I have started on Thaumcraft, getting some of the research done. Thor did a really, really awesome job about going through how to scan things and get like the unlock order and different things like that. So if you've never messed with Thaumcraft before, you have to use the thermometer, this dude right here, to go around and scan different things, and you can only scan things really in a certain order. I don't think there's anything around here that I haven't scanned. Let's see. Yeah, we got all this stuff. Tin ore. There we go. So we got a little few more research points to use. But all in all, this is just a big pain in the butt. I love Thaumcraft, but I also hate it. There's a lot of stuff going on here, and most of the stuff I'm going to be doing off camera. There's this little mini game thing here where you have to connect your aspects or research things, and you kind of figure out how this works with this book. So if we come in here, you can go into the aspects of magic. You can see what each aspect is made up of. So this plus this equals this, and you know, it just goes on and on and on. So I'm going to be doing a lot of that off camera because there's no way that I'm going to be doing that on camera. It's too much work. It's too tedious. It's a lot of back and forth between the book. There is an awesome website that you can use to kind of just like fast track the whole process, but I think for a little while I may try to do it on my own just to say that I did it, but we'll see how long that lasts. I don't know if we're actually going to do that or not, but today we are going to be getting started with the nuclear stuff, man. We've got a lot of work ahead of us, and I think it should be okay. I have decided to move our reactor from that little pond that we had it in to the inside of our base. Now, that's probably not a super smart idea, but I think we should be okay. We're going to take a look at the reinforced stone and the other stuff from IC2. I'm going to be setting up a little bit of a reactor chamber right here, so it shouldn't be too bad. But when I went to go pick up our chamber, our reactor, oh, excuse me, I just had some lemonade, so I'm like kind of burpy. But yeah, so when I went to go pick up our reactor, see, it's in here. No, oh, it broke. I mean, that's what happened. I picked it up with the wrench. I picked it up with the IC2 wrench too, and it broke. So I guess with these wrenches, there's still a chance of items breaking. and the first thing I ever pick up with this wrench, it breaks, and it just happens to be my reactor. Yep, so that's kind of annoying. I'm gonna have to recraft that. I think I've got everything already made up. I've got our dense plates, we're gonna need those, but yeah, so not that big of a deal. I also went ahead and I crafted up a bunch of stuff in here, so you can kind of see my little setup. This is like the warning. We got our hazmat suit here with all the nuclear stuff. I crafted up a bunch of, or 3 of these reactor chambers which go around the actual nuclear reactor, and I created a bunch of heat vents. So this is going to disperse the heat of these fuel rods while they're in the system burning down. And so one of them has already depleted. This one is depleted here, but one of them I've already processed, and this gave us the tiny pile of plutonium. Now this is the stuff that we need to get into, like the pellets of the RTG fuel and the MOX nuclear fuel and a bunch of different things like that. So this is our end goal right here. This is what we want out of this whole process. So the reason that I have decided to move the reactor chamber over here instead of just leaving it over in that pond is because I do not know if eventually we may need something that generates EU, and the reactor creates a lot of EUs. So that's kind of the idea, that's kind of the plan, is we got to get all this stuff up in here. But first we need to take a look at we're going to have to make up some other things like this, but this is what we're going to be using today, the CF powder and the CF sprayer. We have to turn this into the CF foam, which we have to use the canning machine or the enriching, whatever that machine is right there, and we should be good to go. But I'm going to make sure that we've got everything ready to go, and then we're going to jump in. Alright dudes, so with this fluid solid canning machine, I actually made a duplicate of this thing here. So this is the solid canning machine. It basically does the same thing that this does. And I made this first, but I made that thinking that we needed it, but we don't. So that was kind of a waste of materials. But yeah, so this is the guy that we need to be using to turn this CF powder into actual CF foam. So we have to enrich it, and it just takes water. So right now we're just kind of filling up the internal buffer. I'm not real sure if we could hook like a transfer node up to this guy or not, but we're just doing it with buckets right now. It's not really that big of a deal. Doesn't take too long, and it only holds 8 buckets, so it's not like a super pain in the butt or nothing. So we're just going to fill this guy up, and then we can throw in our CF powder, and that should... We're going to have to do something with this coolant, though. So let's see. Fill cell from tank. Yeah, so if we do this... Can we do anything with that? I don't think so. Canning. We got to get this stuff out of here because we need this internal buffer. Let's see. If we put this in there, that's going to fill up. So I guess maybe we need to make another one of these things. So what's the recipe on these guys? It's just some tin item casings and some glass panes. I think we can do that. We got the metal formers kind of going. It's doing its thing. So let's throw the tin casing back into the rolling. We'll just grab a couple of those guys, and we'll go ahead and, while we're waiting for this, we'll fill this up one more time. Alright, there we go. So we got the tanks empty, and I originally made this IC2 coolant because I thought that's what we needed. And maybe it was, but I don't know, there was something weird, so I ended up making like the wrong cells or something like that. This isn't what we needed though. But now we need to be able to throw... This is what? Fluid enrich tank or cell. Okay, so now we should be able to throw this in here with the universal cells, I believe. We're going to need some of those. So let's do like, oh, we need the tin ones. Like this. That's just going to give us 1. But maybe that'll work. I'm not real sure how this works. I've never done this before, so we'll see what happens. Switch tanks. Can we take that? Oh, okay, we can't take this out. That's not what we need. So now we need to pump this all the way up. It's going to use all 8 buckets. Fill this. Yeah, fill it up with the construction foam. And then from here, we switch the tanks again and we load it into the CF sprayer. So it's a little time consuming. This takes a little bit to do, but it shouldn't be too bad. So I'm going to wait for this guy to finish up, and then we'll come back, load our gun up. And we're also going to have to check out some of the scaffold from, I just deleted everything that I had there. Scaffold from IC2. Because this stuff you make and you place down, and then you spray it with the construction foam, and it hardens into the reinforced stone, which is what we want. So that is nuclear proof. So that's kind of the idea. That's the plan we're going with right now. But yeah, so I'm going to wait for this to finish, and we'll be right back. Okay, so now we switched the tank. We got this full of the construction foam. Now we should be able to throw this guy in here. And then it's going to fill up with all this construction foam. So it should lose... I don't know how many times. Do we have to just like replace this over and over again? Oh no, okay, it took the whole 8 buckets. Awesome. Alright, so now we got that. Now we need to make some of this scaffold stuff, which is these guys in the middle, and then the iron plates around the outside. Okay, so we'll make 2 of those. That'll be half a stack. That should be okay. I've never used this stuff before, so I'm not exactly sure how it works. I'm not sure if we're just gonna have to do like 1 spray for each block, or if it kind of does. I think it does like an AOE, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So we'll go ahead and lay down the floor here. We're gonna have to make more of these, a lot more. But that's okay. We'll go do that real quick. I just want to at least get the bottom floor done. Alright, so got those. Let's go ahead and make up all of them because we're gonna need them, I'm sure. And I got plenty of iron now, so it's not that big of a deal. Alright, so if we throw these guys here, let's get rid of this light. And actually, let's place down some more light right here, just so we can see what's going on. And now, with the CF sprayer, we should be able to, yeah, spray right there. So now we've got to do all of this in here. For each click, it's a whole bucket, and it doesn't do like a just a straight area. It kind of like spreads it out. Okay, so yeah, so this is the stuff that we want right here. It's weird that you can like walk in it. The reinforced stone, this stuff right here is completely blast proof, so that's what we want. That's why we're building it way over here, because if it does explode, I don't know how much I trust this stuff. But it should work. But yeah, we just gotta wait for this stuff to harden, and I think you can make it harden with sand. Yeah, so if we just take and right click some sand on here, we can get this stuff to harden up a lot faster than just sitting around waiting for it to. So I don't know if it's, I've got plenty of sand. I'm not too worried about it. I guess we can just go ahead and harden up all of this stuff here. It's kind of a waste of materials, but I guess it's not really that big of a deal. But yeah, so now we got to build up the whole room. So what I'm doing is I'm just making a big box. It's going to be pretty small, but we don't need a whole lot of room. I think I may actually push this back 1 more so we have like a center block here. Yeah, so let's do that before I make all this hardened stone stuff. Ah, check this out. This is weird. You can actually climb up this stuff like a ladder. Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna have to make up a whole bunch more of this stuff. My plan is to do the room like this. We're gonna have to make a bunch of this. Oh, we can't place that there. We're gonna have to make a bunch of this foam stuff because this is kind of, I don't know. This is gonna be a lot to do here. And I need to be real careful because I don't think you actually have to fill in the corners here, but I'm doing it just to be safe. So if this thing does blow up, it's completely contained. It's a little late here, so I'm slurring my words. I think is going to be our best option, and we can make a reinforced stone door or whatever it is. It's a blast-proof door that we can put right here. So we may end up making like a separate little chamber to go around the outside to kind of just double up on the security. But I'm not real sure. But I'm going to have to get busy crafting up all this foam stuff. That's going to be just kind of a hassle, moving the buckets around back and forth and everything. But once I get that done, we get this room all set up, I will come back and show you what we got. Alright, I'm hoping this works. I just moved our transfer node that we had down there on that one up here. Now, it's not doing anything, but I'm hoping it actually connects. So let's see if it does anything. Is it going to fill this guy up? Oh, it is! Oh, sweet. I wasn't sure that the the IC2 machines were able to connect up to the world transfer nodes, so that's going to make things a lot easier. So now we should be able to just do the fluid enriching thing, and this should go automatically. Oh my goodness, that's so good. Alright, so this might be kind of tricky. We're going to have to put this on the ceiling. So we need to put it right here in line with the other ones, but I can't actually place it. We have to build from the ground up. So we're going to have to do something a little bit different here. So let's see. We'll go ahead and stack all these up. They do connect. I wonder Can we... Because if these change, then it's not really gonna work. Let's do... Can we do this? Yeah, so those are all gonna break off like that. Yeah, so we're gonna have to do kind of something a little weird for that, but I think we can do it. No big deal. Let's go ahead and get this wall all set up. So this stuff is actually pretty neat, man. It's kind of weird, the area that it does, but it doesn't actually use like whole buckets at a time. So if we just got one block, it's gonna use, I think, like, I don't know, only a certain amount for for how much it needs to cover that one block. And then we can dry it all up with this sand. Whoops. Like that. And it all works out. So what I think we need to do for this guy is, let's put a piece of stone here. Right? No, we need to do it here. No. We may have to just come up the top of it, but what I'm thinking is if we just cover everything up like this, then we can put the scaffold on top of it, dry it, and then we should be good to go. So it's going to be one block above this. It's not going to be where this stone is. So if we come up in here, and then let's go ahead and make a pathway out. Like that, and then we should be all set. So now we can just take this stuff, lay it out in here. Oh man, we're already out of scaffolding, so I'm gonna have to go make some more. Alright, so we got the rest of this all made up. Let's go ahead and do that, and I think we should have enough left in here to do everything. Yep, so just those, and then one more piece right here. Then we'll just have to wait. Can we get in this and harden it up? Oh, we can. Let's do this. Don't want to trap myself in here because I'm not sure how hard this stuff is to break. I think it was Brink saying that this stuff is like really difficult to break, so you kind of wanted to set it up and spray it that way. It'll save you a bunch of time. Alright, so let's see if we can fill all this back up. I'm not even gonna worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. Let's just throw some light down in there, and then we should be all set. So now we can break this stuff out. And we have our finished reactor room. So it is super tiny, but that's okay. We don't need that much space in here. So the idea is our reactor is going to go right here. And then on the... Actually, I need to make a couple more of the reactor chambers. We can do 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe. We could probably even do one on the top, or one in the front and one on the bottom. But I'm not worried about those right now. So we just want to set it up like this. So... yeah, let's head back over. I need to craft our reactor one more time, and before I forget, let's go ahead and craft up the door. So that is just lead plates, I believe, in the middle, and then iron plates on the outside, like so. There we go. We got this guy. Now, do we have any sticks? Let's just make a lever. I think we do. Yep, there we go. I've got a bunch of crap in my inventory, man. It never fails. Piece of cobble. There we go. We got a lever. Let's drop off our stone, cobble, dirt, sand. There we go. And we'll throw this door on real quick. Now I believe we can throw that on there like that. And then if we just put a lever on top of it, it'll open up. We'll actually put this on the side. There we go. And so we can get in and out. Perfect. Alright, so now we need to make the reactor over again because I broke it. I'm not going to show you guys on camera. I'll just show you the recipe. I don't know if I remembered. I can't remember if I showed it last time or not. Reactor. It's not too terribly hard, but it is a little complicated. So we need 3 more of these reactor chamber, and I'll probably make up 1 extra of these guys. And then what else? Got the generator. We're going to have to make the advanced circuit. I think that is really the only pain in the butt part. Everything else should be fairly straightforward. So I'm going to craft this guy up, and then we'll get started on doing some nuclear science. Okay, so I think we got everything. We need 4 of these guys, and these are just surrounded by lead plates, I believe. Yeah, reactor chambers. Okay, so now we got 4 of those things. And we've got a reactor. I think we're all set. We need to make another lever real quick. So let's grab one of those, throw them together. That way we can turn this thing on and off. We need a cool block. Oh, I know. Do I have any more of those factory blocks around here? I don't remember what I did with them. They're in here somewhere. There they are. Let's grab one of these things and we can just set it up underneath the reactor. So let's head in here. What up, dude? Razgul is a new member on the server. Yo, dude. And I guess he's a friend of Non-Sanity's or somebody's. They're doing some streaming work together or something like that. Yeah, so go check him out. Alright, so let's put that there. Let's put our nuclear reactor here. Oh, man. I hope there's like... I hope this doesn't need to be a little bit taller. I don't think it does. But I guess we'll see. Alright, so we'll set this up just like this. Now... we could put one more on here and then we'll have... oh, you know what? Let's just go ahead and do it. Good, dude. Setting up my nuclear stuffs. Yo! Do we have enough to make one more? I think we should. Yeah, so we'll do that and then lead plates. Just like that. Perfect. And we'll head in here, drop this guy off. And so, oh, we need one more. Let's do it, man. Let's just make this as big as it gets. Alright, here we go. We got this guy. Put that there. Now, how can we power this whole thing? I don't know if a lever on that will actually work or not, but this unlocks the entire thing. And this is what I got prepared for today. So what we need to do one more thing real quick. Let's switch our suits. We need to get into, I think it's this guy. We need to do the canning. There we go. So let's take the CF foam out of here. Let's grab the rest of these guys. We're going to take those, take that one. We need to make some more of the fuel rods, so let's look at that real quick. I forget what it is. Fuel rods. Here we go, this dude right here. So that is just iron plates extruded. So let's see if I have any more iron plates in here. We got a few. Do we have any in here? Yeah, we do. Sweet. So we just need to extrude these guys. We'll make some more fuel rods. That way we can load this entire thing up. Actually, you know what? I think this is already... I think it says 40. I can't really tell. Yeah, I think it says 40. So if we do one... yeah, that's 39. Okay, so we already got plenty. We'll just go ahead and craft up the rest of them because I think we're going to need them anyway. But let's take all our heat vents. I think I have some in here. We need to drop some stuff off real quick. Throw all of this stuff in here. We'll sort through it all later. Bucket, all our tools we can put back in our bag. I really hate that you can't auto sort this one. Let's throw all this junk in there. What else? Gold sword, get out of here. I don't even know where that came from. Our heat vents are in this bag. Let's grab these. Actually, you know what? Let's throw some of these back in here because I have some more in this chest that I need to grab. Like this. Perfect. And then we're going to come in here. So the way we're setting this up is you have to have heat vents to cool these things off as they cook. Now my idea, I don't know if this is going to work or not, but if we set up the heat vents kind of in a checkerboard pattern, it's going to be a heat vent for, there should be 4 heat vents for every piece of uranium in here except for the top. It'll only have 3. But that should keep everything stabilized and really, really cool, so we shouldn't have a chance of anything exploding, I hope. I think I've seen that Non-Sanity has his set up like this, and if Non's doing it, then you can't really go wrong. But yeah, so we need to load all of this up here, and then once we have all the heat vents in, then we can load up the rest of the actual fuel rod cells. So let's do this. I think I made enough. I hope I made enough because these things are kind of a pain in the butt to make. There we go. Is that full? It looks full. So now we should be able to throw those in there. And now, moment of truth. Okay, it is on. It's just not making any noise for some reason. Normally it makes like kind of like a tick. Oh, sweet. Okay, it's working. Now it's not a whole lot of power. You could set this up in a different pattern. And I think if you put these next to each other, then they create even more power, but they start to get really, really hot. So we're not making a whole lot of power, but this is really efficient. And all we really want these guys for is to burn them down so we can get the plutonium out of them. So I think this is going to be perfect, man. Oh, I'm so happy we got this up and going. And then we can go drop all of this stuff back off in this chest here. Throw all this extra stuff in here. We can burn that one down later. But yeah, so this is what we want. And then we can take this guy. Let's go ahead and grab that. And we can put it in the thermal centrifuge like so. This guy is going, it's got to get all the way up to 4,000. But once this shows up, we can come into uses. When we can break this down in the thermal centrifuge, it's going to give us a tiny pile of plutonium, some uranium-238, which I think is the same as this. Yeah, so we basically recycle the uranium there. And then what else do we get? Just some iron dust. Yeah, so a nice little byproduct. But yeah, so this is what we want. We got to collect a whole bunch of this stuff, and we should be good to go. So I'm gonna check the time on the video. I will be right back, and well, maybe we'll see what's going on with this thing. Check us out, man. We look like we're from Breaking Bad. About to go cook up a bunch of drugs. Well, sort of. That's kind of what we're doing in here. We're just cooking our uranium until it goes down to a certain point, right? I think so. Check this out, though. Look how fast this stuff burns. This is awesome. So you can see how fast it's going on the right-hand side of this number right here. So you can see it says 497, 498, 499. Yeah. This is burning really, really quickly. A lot faster than when we just had the single heat vent and the one fuel rod. So this is pretty cool. So we're burning up power quite a bit. And like I said, I want to keep this here so that eventually if we do need EU, we can actually hook up some cables to this and we can actually start storing and drawing some of the power from this nuclear reactor. Right now, it's not that big of a deal. My power source right now, I think, does a lot better than this. So I think this is about like 300 RF per tick or something like that. It's not a whole lot. I'm not sure what the conversion rate is between EU and RF, but if we ever do need EU, we should be able to draw a little bit from this and it should be pretty good. But anyways, we are about out of time for today, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the episode here. I really, really appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. Appreciate it, and I will see you guys very soon for another episode here on the FTB Infinity Evolved Expert Mode server, FTOG server. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button for me down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Go check out everybody else. Links to them down below in the description. Go say hi, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. All right, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all your support. 15,000 subscribers strong, and we're still growing, man. Thanks for watching. Peace.